What are KDP medium content books? This is a common question I've been getting asked over the last few months. And it's an important question because you need to differentiate between what is a low content book and what is a medium content book. Because if you don't, it could have implications in terms of maybe costing you more money, and two, it may delay the publication of your book on Amazon. So we're going to look at this a bit more closely. Now, if you've not been to this channel before, then welcome. My name is Paul Marles and I do videos on how to make it, keep it and grow it. And that's your money I'm talking about. If you do like videos like that, then please do give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell. Okay, so why is this important? Well, if we go over to the KDP dashboard, this is the first page where you fill in things like title, author name, description and keywords. We've got this section here, which is categories, and we've got the option of ticking or leaving this box unticked, which tells KDP whether your book is a low content book or not. Now, if you tick that it is a low content book, you then go on to the next page, and in the section where it says print ISBN, now ISBN stands for International Standard Book Number, you see that you now have two options, either one, to publish without an ISBN, or two, to use your own ISBN. Now, if you choose the first option, it's not a major problem. However, you don't get this feature here, which is the look inside feature. Now, this is an adult colouring book. If we click on that, we can look inside the book and see what the pages look like. Now, as you can probably imagine, this helps a lot with the sales of your book, because if a customer can have a look inside your book, there's going to be a greater chance that you do make that sale. So without the look inside feature, it may be that you do lose that crucial sale. However, it's not a deal breaker, because if we scroll down, we can see this section here where it says from the publisher. And we've got all these examples of the book cover. We've got examples of the book interior. And there's this section here where they're promoting their other books as well. And this is called Amazon A+ content. Now, this is free to create. It's relatively straightforward to create. And I've actually done a video on creating A+ content, which I'll leave a link to down below in the description. It shows you how to create it. And also there's some access to some free templates where you can create mock-ups of your book covers and your book interiors. So not having the look inside feature is not a huge deal. There are workarounds. Now, you may decide that you do want an ISBN, and in which case you would tick this box here, use my own ISBN. Now, the only way to get one of these is to purchase one. So if we go over to the US site, which is by a company called Bowker, they seem to be the only place where you can get ISBNs from. If you do know of any other places, then please let me know in the comments below. And I'll show you the price. They are not cheap. For one ISBN, it's $125, and for 10, it's $295. So it works out at about $29.50 per ISBN. Now, if we have a look in the UK, they are slightly cheaper, but at a similar price. £91 for one, or £169 for 10, slightly cheaper. But take a look at this. In Australia, for one, it's 44 Australian dollars, but for 10, it's 88 Australian dollars, $8.80 per book, which works out at around $6 US, which is a lot less compared to the $29.50 in the US. Now, I'm not sure why this is. Probably due to some legal reasons around publishing in the different countries. But either way, you can see the price for an ISBN is not cheap. So if you are going to be publishing a number of these books, it can quickly add up. Now, if you decide your book is not a low content book and it's a medium content book, you can leave that unticked and Amazon will give you a free ISBN. So you will get that look inside feature and it won't cost you any extra money. So you can see it's important to know the difference between a low content book and a medium content book. Now, there's this little bit here that you can hover over and it'll tell you what a low content book is. But for a lot of people, they still find this a bit vague. It says they have minimal or no content on the interior and pages are generally repetitive. So a simple way to decide on whether your book's a low content book or medium content book is to ask yourself the question, are the pages or are most of the pages in the book identical? So those books that would have identical pages would be things like lined notebooks, dot grid journals, graph paper journals, story journals, Cornell notebooks, and logbooks, which is a very big area. All these books, the pages tend to be identical. Now, you may have some pages that are slightly different. For instance, you may have the first page, which is an area that the book owner can write in, this book belongs to whoever. So every single page may not be 100% identical, but most are. And in that case, that would be a low content book, and you would tick that box. So books where the pages are not identical would be those books like colouring books, puzzle books, activity books, kids' educational books, so things like handwriting books, math workbooks. All of those, the pages will not be the same, or most of them won't. And in which case, it would be a medium content book, and you would leave that box unticked and get your free ISBN. So what happens if you leave that box unticked and your book is actually a low content book? Well, all that will happen is Amazon won't publish it, and you'll get an email usually to say that they've not published it because it's actually a low content book, and you need to go back, tick that box and republish it. So it can delay the publication of your book. But a lot of people worry because they think this is going to look bad on their account and they could risk their account getting terminated or suspended. That won't be the case. It's perfectly fine to make this error. All you'll do, as I said, get that email, you can go and correct it, and it won't affect your account. So don't get too overly concerned with it. And the way this can cost you money is that you may mistakenly think your book is a low content book, tick that box, go and buy an ISBN, and you didn't really need to in the first place because you would have been entitled to the free ISBN. Now, if you are new to this whole publishing business and have not yet created your first book, then I recommend watching this video next, where I run through the steps of creating a basic line journal, uploading and publishing it on Amazon. Thank you very much for your time. It is very much appreciated. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and until next time, goodbye.